Hey, it's Sean Hellmann, team leader of Livian at Keller Albuquerque, and today I'm going to be discussing, are we in a real estate bubble? I'm getting this question pretty frequently currently with our environment in real estate, and really the answer on predicting a real estate bubble is pretty tough. However, you can look at some key indicators to know where do we fit in the market. We won't know if we're in a correction in our real estate market or there's a burst in the bubble per se until we're already through it. However, our current environment suggests otherwise, that we're going to stay in a pretty strong real estate market for the future. So first things first, one of the first things that we see is supply and demand. Currently in Albuquerque, we're in the second week of March, and there is about 670 units for sale in the Albuquerque metro market. At the end of 2006, when we had our real estate bubble, there was 4,100 homes available for sale. So that's quite a difference. That's 6 times more inventory that was available during that turn in the market than where we currently are. In the decade following that real estate bubble, or the crash per se, 2010 to 2020, we only built 5.4 million units in the United States. Traditionally speaking, we should have built about 20 million units to keep up with demand. So that lack of providing inventory during that decade has now shown up in this market with the amount of supply that we have available nationwide. So we're going to have to play a lot of catch up, and that's just a problem that's not going to solve itself in the short term. Second big reason why I think our market's strong is the amount of equity. Since the third quarter of 2020, following the beginning of COVID, we've had about $2.3 trillion in equity created in residential real estate. It's the most amount of equity created in residential real estate in its history. And so consumers have the ability to trade up, trade down, make lateral moves, and have cash available to do that. And we haven't seen that in this position in quite some time. The other thing too, we're seeing people make decisions to stay in their properties because of that amount of equity. Whereas back in 2002 to 2006, we just didn't have that equity in real estate. So when we had the bubble burst, people didn't have equity to sell their home off, and that's where the foreclosure and the short sale market really started to blossom from that correction in the market. And really the third thing that is different about this market and why I think it's going to stay strong is we have pretty strict lending standards back prior to the previous recession. So the amount of equity that people are coming into and buying real estate, the loan standards that are required, the appraisal process is very strict as well. Lenders don't have as much control with the appraisers that we work with. Appraisers have third parties that they have to work with. And with that being said, the appraisal process is totally separate from the lending process. From the previous recession, it was just different. Borrowers could come in and get 100% financing, and the appraisal was really not as strict as it is today. Some of the other final pieces, just final comments on why we're not maybe potentially in a real estate bubble, is that there's just way more cash buyers and there's a lot of institutional buyers. Between cash and institutional buyers, that represents about probably 40% of people that are buying real estate currently. So there's going to be a healthy, strong demand in the future. In the supply, we just have to bring on a lot more supply in order to keep up with our pent-up demand that we have. If you have any questions regarding real estate, please feel free to reach out to me. We can give you a free home evaluation at any time. If you're thinking about buying, we have some great home buying strategies to help you buy a home in today's market. Again, thank you for listening to our video blog, and as always, stay classy, Albuquerque.